Oh no, that is what they all say when they see me pouring some more. Oh, think it's empty again. Better fill it up before I go. Cause I'm loving it, feeling it, touch me and being it. See what I see in it, I'm typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, let it all go. Oh Lord, think you know what I'm like, but you don't fall, you lose control. Bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, and how sad. Oh boy, got so hot I forgot what I should have thought of before. Sure ain't easy for you to let go of the rules, cause that's so much fun. Are you loving it, feeling it, touch me, are you in it? Don't see what you're seeing, but typical. Messing around with it, mix it up, go with it, flow with it, please let it go. Oh no, think I did it again. I said a few things that I shouldn't have done. Well, bittersweet melody when I dance on your fly. Cause I know what you don't, it is me you adore. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, and how sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, and now come alive with me and quit the jealousy. I know you're bored, I know it's boring me. Now come alive, baby, get out the grave and I know you're bored. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, and how sad. How does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, and how does it feel to breathe when you're dead? They never seen you out of your bed. Cut to the bone, it's broken up, and how sad.
Hey, yo, what's up? No time for pleasantries. I have a sneaking suspicion that this video is going to be the death of me. So, but I put my gloves on. There we go. Now, there are two ways I could do this walk cycle. I could actually have a little animation of her walking, and I'll render it separately. Or I could just do the animation of her bouncing and then edit her moving across the screen. Three ways I could do this. On the other hand, I could also just render the frame separately so I can make her walking in tune with the music. I forgot the, speaking of the music, I forgot the background music. There we go. so that she's walking in time with the beat. Because Cat wants in. Get in. If it seems like I don't know what I'm doing with these, with this animatic, you are very observant. Because I actually don't know what I'm doing. I know how to illustrate, that's for sure. And I know that it's going to be a pain in the truckus. Now, I have been editing slightly off, you know, away from stream, because I decided in order to get, if I'm going to get this done on any timely fashion before Hanukkah, I am going to have to work on this off stream. Nothing too major, just been doing just the editing for the intro. Once we get, like, all of the frames for verse 1, then, once we get them done and rendered, then we'll do the, some editing on stream. So I definitely want to show that. And then it might just get to a point where I just speedrun. Okay, well, this isn't the official line art. Now, if I were to make her move, and the hair to bounce, man, I should have done something else. I knew this watch cycle was gonna be a pain in the ass. Because the way a watch cycle is, it's up, down, up, down. But then the hair bounces a frame or so forward to show movement, you know? What I can do is, okay, I'm gonna put this like all the way down. I can animate just the bouncing and then move the frames later to make it look like she's walking. Just so everything stays, you know, on model. So the bounce, she's going up. Her hair will bounce up when she steps down. When she's stepping up, her hair is moving down. Okay. Opposite direction because of gravity. And since she's moving forward, wait, no, that's in reference to the wrong layer. Oops. Searching for a trail to follow again. Take me back to the night we met. almost thought about making the stream non-verbal today, but you know, I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. Okay, yeah, since she's stepping down, she's gonna be slightly more forward. Because when you step, yeah, down, forward, and then when you step up, you're not moving, you're not shifting as forward. I'm trying to like visualize in my head what walking actually looks like. Because I don't know how to actually animate a walking cycle, let's be honest here. I don't actually know what I'm doing. But as long as... slightly forward and up. And then the hair bounces. Hopefully this actually works, because if it doesn't, man, I'll just cry. Did you pray today? That has nothing to do with what we're doing. Shouldn't there be more frames? I feel like there should be more frames. Like... to to achieve the bounce I'm going for. Okay, well, I know for a walk cycle, you start, whoops. It's a... Hang on. It's slightly up, down, up, medium, down. Okay, yeah, there's... This is the messiest diagram you'll ever see, but I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. Alright, let's just erase this. So actually, this would be here. How high am I stepping? There. And then the lower one would be here. I need to erase these. Shit. This would be a good time to upload this into Fire Alpaca because they have the onion skin mode and they'll and if you put it like viewing the animation, you can actually view your frames animating, but it goes through all the frames, so I'll have to only upload these. Any animators in chat that are pulling their hair out right now, sound off right now. What am I doing wrong? Like, can I just copy paste this? I want the movement to be minimal, but, you know, just enough to imply bouncing instead of just her, instead of, you know, just making the PNG do this, you know? Okay, we're not One Punch Manning this thing. And then if I... pick this one, move it slightly up. Okay, she's moving up so the hair points down a bit more, but only slightly. So I think I can just do this on the same layer. I don't know how much cheating this would be. Just take this, and then just, there we go. Hi, Dargoris. How you doing, man? I am losing sanity points by the second. The only thing keeping me alive is this coffee, especially this Loca Mocha Monster Java. Yeah, Loca Monster. Oh my god. Loca Mocha Java Monster. Oh my god. I can read. I'm having a strong collabundulance. You're doing a spicy drawing. Hope your parents don't see it. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so where am I next? So... Okay. If I just copy-paste it... Excuse you. Move this one... Exactly where it is. There we go. And then take this one, copy paste it, and just shimmy it over exactly height-wise where it is, but like distance-wise. There. I don't know if that actually works. So girl chained to a Christmas tree in a bunny suit. Oh, that's cute, actually. Nice and spicy. So, oh! Shit! I should make the dress shimmy. Oh, that's gonna be so hard, though. No, it actually won't be hard if I do this in twos. I'm thinking. Okay. What I'm gonna do. This is gonna take me a moment, so bear with me. I'm going to boot up Fire Alpaca just so I can see how the frames all work together. If I were just to animate this as a GIF. So, bear with me. Oops, 1 second. Open. Where are we going? This. That. Oh, shit. That. And you won't see it for a second. This is the OG, so copy, paste, okay, this is Fire Alpaca. And then the next frame, oh my god. These are all paste. Copy, paste. Okay, so I need these 2 frames. Oh, okay, so this one. And then this one. Alright, now, so since I'm going to be animating this in 2s, that means each frame is on there twice. Okay, now if I go into view, onion skin mode, and where's the... Okay, this is what the animation looks like. 12 frames a second on 2s. Now, I probably won't actually have it as 12 frames a second. I might have it as, like, a little slower, just so it's in tune with the music. Maybe the bouncing is too aggressive, because I don't actually see the hair moving. I mean, it's implied to. Okay. Alright, can I see display next and previous? No, okay, that's not what I want. Oh, since it's on 2s, that's what's throwing it off. Okay. So maybe if I delete the 2s. Okay, this frame is still too low. Okay, that's like one step. You know, if we just scooch this over. I might be overthinking this. Just slightly. Because with Movavi, what I could do is I could just render in just a video of the walk hair bounce, and then to simulate just the bounce up and down with no movement, and then just tell Movavi to pan. No, because that wouldn't be panning. That would actually be an animate, and animation is... Actually, no, it would work because of the framing. So I would just tell it to move across the screen at a certain speed, and then it would fake a walk cycle. All I have to do is focus on the hair bounce. But we can use this as good practice. I think. I don't know. Is this successful? think here's, like, over here the walking is okay. Here is, like, a huge dip. But she is walking in the woods, so... That sounds right. Yeah, I think I can do that. I can fake this. I'm still gonna save this file as save as walk cycle. Walk cycle. Just in case I want to use it for something else. Ah! Wait, no. There it is. Me every time I'm doing an exam. Yeah, I think I can fake this. Hey, the phrase "fake it till you make it" sounds like BS advice, but in all seriousness, it is some of the best advice you'll ever receive. So I'm gonna put this in walking order. Because that was hail. There we go. So, I think I might have to center frame this one. Because she moves off frame, into frame, and then just walks. She doesn't walk off frame, but almost off frame, I think. And if it's a animated vid, like if I render the walking, just the bouncing, separate, I can fake the walking, like the movement walking, with the animation keyframes in Movavi. I have done this before. Despite all evidence to the contrary, I have done this before. Okay. I think that coffee was sitting at the bottom of the pot for a while. Hang on, I need a monster. You know, if I really wanted to kill myself, I would just mix the two. It is actually really cold in here, so hang on. I'm gonna turn the oil heater on because it is chilly. My tootsies are getting cold. Also, what happens when the entire house is wood flooring? It gets cold, and everything echoes. Which is great when you're trying to get someone's attention from across the house. So. Do you have some tea? In the house? Yeah, but I don't have any made. I just have some coffee here that is not warm. have to manually do the... That's the wrong layer. Manually do the onion skin. Okay, that's just a hair bounce. Okay. I just recognized the emojis you were using, Dardoris. Oh my god. How is Iron Mouse doing? I haven't caught the latest stream. Then again, I don't really watch Iron Mouse, I just know about her. I figure this, okay. Here. Okay, so apparently this is the highest. Hey, Waffles. We are doing a vertical, not vertical, a odd take on a walk cycle. And by odd, I mean completely unreasonable. You like her personality and backstory, the voice, but you don't really watch her streams. Is somehow globally. Well, yeah, Iron Mouse is one of the biggest VTubers on Twitch, so yeah, I think her emotes would be global. Like, I think she's once you like join a certain partner program or have a certain amount of viewers. I mean, I completely get it. She deserves the views she get. Oh, shit. Oh, we have a problem. Houston, this is, Runes, this is, I almost said Skiamorph. Houston, this is just Rune Low. We are experiencing some, turbulence on the surface of Mars. Please advise. Just Rune Law, this is Houston. We're not seeing any on your scanners. You're probably just crazy. Thug it out. Okay, but she is moving. That's probably why it's like her face isn't moving forward. You don't watch big streamers a lot because you can't chat there. I completely understand. I have this weird relationship with chat. Like when I'm watching someone where something will happen on stream and I'll be like, haha, comment thought. I should probably type that. And then by the time I finish typing it out, conversation's already moved on. Or I'm like, it like took me too long to write it because I write sentences with proper spelling and mostly proper grammar. The only time I'm like on time with chat is if I just say W, 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 Pog. But that doesn't really add anything to the conversation. It's just cheering. That's why they overlap too closely. Ooh, that's an issue. I did that myself. Okay, so I'm gonna use the black, because this is the first frame. And since this is at the tallest, I'm going to use red. Oops. Red. Who's at the lowest? Here, I guess. That's an issue. Yeah, for animation, one thing I do know about animating is that when you're moving something from side, like, say this is point A, this is point B, and this is the in-between. You always space out. Add more frames when you are approaching something, and one after to bounce back to. That's one key of animation I do remember from watching a lot of Tennille Flowers. I think they still stream? I honestly don't know. Chat a lot on stream. Is on the internet IRL. He just sits there acting like it don't exist. Yeah. I just sit in the corner or hang out by the snack bar. Yeah, went to Prague, brought 2 bags of the sweet. That's basically been your diet for the last week. Oh, brother. Whoops. Okay, so what I would need... Let's do it like this. Here. And then red would be maybe here. And then green would be here. No, that's too far. Lowest, that would be here. And then highest would be here. So that means the in-betweens would need to be here and here. No, here and here. With maybe an extra just to bounce? No, because then these would be the highest. Okay. I think I have enough frames here. I just need to move it around. Okay, here. This, since it immediately goes to here, need to be there. And then all of these. Oh, I think I did that out of order, but we'll see. Yeah, I did that out of order. Here. Sorry, I've been ignoring chat. I've been really trying to figure this out. I apologize. Okay, what's been going on? You came back from Prague. It's been raining. Your bike broke. Oh, rip. Wasn't able to burn a lot of calories. As everyone didn't say much, it was basically just for work. Said the city was very pretty. Okay. Okay, yeah, now we're caught up. Oh god, that's gonna be so many frames. Okay, so basically, I'm having this step up and then down. Okay. That's actually the lowest point with the hair bounce, but this should also be, because it's lower, should be bouncing up. So. Shit! That was the wrong lasso. Alright, hang on. You need to be somewhere in between here. There. But she'll stay away. Well, he hit radio, pivoted to video. Medium is getting bloody rare. Hal's been better since he split. Where's he been? Who gives a shit? Salutations. Good to be back on the air. You're looking at the future. He's the shit that comes before that. Is Fox as strong as he reports, or is it based on his support? He'd be powerless without the other V's. Oh, please! Here's the sugar cream. He asked me to join his team. I said no, and now he's pissy. That's the tea. I don't know why that song specifically has been stuck in my head, but maybe it's because Fox's voice actor is just amazing. But as nighttime, should probably make too much noise since it's twice as loud. Yeah, we had a 98 that when you turned it on, if the speakers were connected, it'd turn on and then just make this loud beep! Like, ah! Just blow our ears out. But then it'd be fine. Biblically accurate rune over here. Yeah, that's a good movement. Sometimes blast your ears with loud beeping sounds with no apparent reason, fisses itself, and it's done booting. Yep. Yep. I don't know, something about old computers. Because it didn't used to always do that. Okay, I think that's good. Good enough, because I don't think I'm gonna do the dress. Because of them moving adds enough, bounce to it. If I add too much alterations, it'll look like, the line art will look like it's boiling. And honestly, I think this is good enough line art by itself. So right now, all I need to worry about is color. And then save each one as a separate file, which I will do later. And where's my... there it is. And then, you know what? We can maybe switch to animating? Because I said I was going to do a walk cycle. The beauty of all of this is I don't have to worry too much about keeping the colors consistent, because I just copy, paste, and shift. Hey! Okay, just so we have some glimpse into what the lighting is going to be like. This is the background she's going to be walking on. And I already have it edited so where it's moving in the program. I just need to maintain consistent lighting. Even though we can just say that she's, you know, in the trees, so it doesn't really matter. I don't want her to look like she's completely out of, you know, completely separate from the background. So we're going to... older computer parts are always to seem much more fun. It reminds me of the Ford Model T joke, but that came out in the mid-1910s. Same with the computers from my perspective. I miss old computers so much. I miss Windows 7 so much. Sun is... well, the sunlight is above her. But there's also... now, I know I want to save the background and rune separate because I do want her to move slightly. It's going to be a slight movement that's separate just to add a little bit of intrigue. Here's something that'll be cool though. Um, does Rune stay grayscale? Does she stay grayscale for the entirety of the animatic? Or should the, like, with verse 1 and 2, since this is an old memory, should it flop? Like, there's definitely going to be color here. I'm just wondering if the background should stay colored. And then somewhere along the lines, it reverses to where, like, this is grayscale, but she's colored. You would say to be consistent. You know, you can always mess with the lighting that can shine on the character. Yeah. Because each background starts off grayscale. All I do is just add a color filter on top, and it's not that, you know, detailed. You know, it's just a blob. So it wouldn't be too much extra work. It would actually be less work, making Rune be the only thing colored. But I wanted her to stand out just a little bit. I'm definitely, past Rune is definitely going to be grayscale, but she's going to be the same gray that she was previously, so she's going to be slightly darker. And I might mist her line art a little bit, just to show that it's the past. I'm not sure. Like, exactly how it's going to look in the final product. Because my greatest fear with this is that I make it and the people are like, oh, who's that other girl that walked by? I was like, that's her from the past. It's one of my greatest fears. They're just, oh, who's this other chick? It's like, oh, that's her. Okay, so the shading isn't that intense on her. I think it was just 2 colors. Repaid his debt. I've been searching for a trail to follow again. Take me back to the night we met, and that I can tell myself what the hell I'm supposed to do, and that I can tell myself not to ride along with you. the thing is, I wouldn't fault people for thinking that these two are different characters instead of it being a flashback. Because they do... Hang on, let me pull up the rev sheet so you guys can see it clearly. Because they do look different enough in, like, eye shape, hair. I know I drew the faces different here, but in the animatic I'm gonna try and keep the faces, at least if I keep the jaw structure and nose the same, maybe people can put it together. And she's wearing a different outfit, but you know. This part of the hair is mostly the same. It's same with the back. So hopefully, and like the 3-bit here with the flare out. So maybe if I change Pastrune's eyes slightly to match current Rune's eyes, like just in shape, and eyelashes, they can stay the same because that's how she looked in the other, like in the previous video. This is definitely one of those animatics where you're gonna have to do your homework a little bit. And by your homework, meaning just watch the previous video. Alright, I'm getting a little too futzy with the... Oh, I did do rim lighting there. Huh. I forgot. One thing I forgot... Balls. On this one, I forgot to add the sparkles to the river. Same within the previous one. But I've already exported the animation, so I can't just fix the PNG. Ah! My dumb ass. No. That can stay this. It's just gonna help me. In the wrong mode. There we go. There's a playlist called Realizing We're Living in a Dystopian Society from a Childhood Nobody. Pretty sure this from that playlist, sad. The playlist has been blocked in my country. Oh, man. Now, usually it was like, oh, if something's blocked in your country, don't worry, just use a VPN. But world governments, especially my American government, yeah, because we're all about freedom in America, yeah, they're gonna be banning VPNs. At least they're talking about it. Just that is quite literally the definition of the worst thing you could possibly do. Literally the definition. So, yeah. The land of liberty. Oh. Land of the free, home of the brave. You can't see me, but I'm flipping off the screen. It was bad enough when websites started banning ad blockers. So if you don't want people using ad blockers, don't play ads every 30 seconds. Or make me sign up for the newsletter every time I even touch your website. That's annoying as hell. Get rid of that. And then, you know, maybe people won't be as pissy. And use ad blockers. No. It's always our fault everything sucks. Not the people who are actually in charge. And who this is their, like, entire job is to make sure things ain't shitty. Or at the very least to make sure they work. Nope. Always the consumer's fault. I forgot I baked banana muffins earlier, so just when I did that inhale, just got banana muffin. It's like, oh. Once on Twitch, I like 7 ads, likely a bug, but suspicious that it's happened twice. No, man. It depends on how the creator, spaces out the ads, but you'll get 3 minutes of ads every, like, 20 minutes of gameplay, sometimes. And it depends on if they're part of the partner program or an affiliate. I think it's the partner program. If they're part of the partner program, then, you know, Twitch suggests, in air quotes, that you play pre-roll and mid-roll ads on your stream. And if you don't do pre-roll ads, which are the dumbest thing ever, why would I click on a stream and then sit through 3 minutes of ads just to see if I even like this new streamer? No, why would I do that? If you don't do pre-rolls, they'll force you to do mid-rolls every so often, just so you can make any sort of living. The less ads you roll, the less you make. And of course, you know, content creators, they need that bread. Which I'm not blaming the content creators for trying to make a living. I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming the websites forcing them into a box saying that this is the only way to make a living on this website. Heaven forbid everyone is sick of ads. Even the content creators are sick of ads. It's not just the consumer that suffers, because then streamers are like, oh my god, I'm having this conversation with chat. Now I have to wait, because nearly half of my audience is now sitting in an ad and they can't hear me. So I have to sit here and wait for 3 minutes for them to come back so we can continue our conversation. Engagement just drops. Twitch also has been doing this thing, apparently, where they will not count your view. I should not have done that. They will not count your view if you're a lurker. Like, you have to type in chat in order to count as a view. So, it's... But excuse me? What if I don't got nothing to say? What if I'm just listening in? Because that's how I engage with content. Nope. Lurking is not allowed anymore. Apparently. Some bullshit. So, if you're in my chat and you're lurking, I ask that you, like, at least when you first join, put, like, an emoji, or, like, just say hi. Because then it just, like, if you're lurking on a stream and then you just say hi, or if they ask the lurkers to say hi, watch the view count skyrocket. It's not that more people suddenly started joining in just to say hi. No, it's just Twitch is finally counting their view. Absolutely redonkulous. Shit. I should just turn off ads on my YouTube videos. Pretty sure this used to be an option. Yeah. I'm not monetized, so my videos don't have ads. Which I'm kind of thankful for. Especially with YouTube pretending nothing's wrong and that they're not heavily relying on bots. They're like, hi, human here. We assure you that the YouTube community is not heavily reliant on AI and that it's actually humans reviewing your channel. And then they accidentally left the AI prompt in the tweet they used to say that. It's like, oh my god. I don't think I can let that slide. If you want to, like, stay up to date with all the BS that YouTube is up to, especially on Twitter. Yeah, because that's where you get your YouTube news now. It's on Twitter. Watch Deep Humor. He does a lot of videos covering the latest dirt on YouTube. And it's really funny. It's funny, but it's also sad because it's like, they used bots to ban thousands of channels on YouTube, and they're not getting their channels back because after careful review by a human, we have seen that your channel has violated our community guidelines. And then they don't say what community guideline it was, or the only way to get through to an actual human on YouTube is to go to Twitter and then raise a huge fuss about it. Tell me that ain't some shit. swear, social media is like the biggest scam known to man. What do you mean I have to go to another website to reach customer service for this other website that I only use to boost the numbers on a different website? You know? He's Bolshevik. I feel like that one kid. It was like, you're gonna make me lose my marbles! You freaking freaks! When will you learn? When will you learn? That your actions have consequences! When will you learn? When will you... I think the cats are roughhousing on the porch and they're making quite a racket. Yeah, they, YouTube is just allowed to go, I don't like this, even though it has no negative effect on anyone whatsoever, so we'll get rid of it. Yep, then they can do it without any consequences. Yeah, it's because they're owned by Google. And Google gets away with so much illegal shit that they do. They just pay the settlement fees. Because they're Google, they can afford to do that. They just pay the settlement fees, make no changes, and they just keep doing it. Because there's actually, if you're a multi-trillion-dollar company, there are no consequences for your actions. You can just pay money to make the government say, oh, okay, waggle their finger, don't do that again, that's illegal. And the Google's like, yeah, we know it's illegal, that's why we're doing it. And then they ban channels for like, you were endangering minors, and all they were doing was talking about, not even showing footage, just talking about another channel that is actually exploiting children. But no, since they brought it up, it's really shoot the... YouTube really has they shoot the messenger. They had a long history with just shooting the messenger and not the monster. Or whatever the phrase is. And I mean, Roblox did the same thing with, what's his name? Oh god, what was his name? Didn't Microsoft, like, spy on school accounts? I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. But yeah, they were collecting information on minors, which is illegal for But they're like, oh, don't worry, it wasn't for advertisement purposes. It was like, so you were selling their information. When information like that gets leaked, it's not just because, ooh, I'll keep this for a rainy day. Nice statistics. It's literally, oh my god, I forgot. It is literally so they can sell the information to the highest bidder for them to do with as they please. Sorry, I just realized the rim lighting I was doing slowly disappeared through the frame, so now I gotta add it back. It's fine. It's just a bunch of BS piled on top of more BS. That's meant to cover up this other BS that they're doing. It's like, haha, don't look in the closet. Wait. It's literally like that scene in Princess and the Frog, Friends on the Other Side. It's like, he's got friends on the other side. That's an echo, gentlemen. A little something we got down in Louisiana. Little parlor tricks, don't worry. Sit down at my table. Put your mind at ease. If you relax, it will enable me to do anything I please. I can read your future. I can change it around some too. I look deep into your heart and soul. You do have a soul, don't you, Lawrence? Make your wildest dreams come true. I mean, literally, that's, I mean, I don't think I'm over exaggerating when I say that is literally what they're doing. They've got friends on the other side. And by the other side, meaning the other side of the logs, they just pay off the judges. It's no big deal. Everyone does it. What's a little embezzling every once in a while? This is America, for God's sakes. We're rich. We're allowed to do what we want, and then we imprison the poor for doing the same thing we do willy-nilly. God bless America. And I'm saying America because that's where I live, so I'm seeing it firsthand. I'm sure it happens in other countries. Like, just look at what's happening in the UK. That's some bullshit. Same with Australia. What the hell is going on in Australia? And I'm sorry. Why is no one talking about Sudan? That's an interesting question that should be brought up. Why is no one talking about Sudan? Haven't you heard? They're in a civil war right now. The Sudanese people finally got sick of being the subjects of mass genocide by their government. And, Madagascar had a revolution. They overthrew their government, and now they're trying to figure out who's president. Currently, it's some general. Yeah, you hardly hear about it in American news. Because it's not sensational enough, you know? It doesn't get them clicks. It doesn't get them views. Because who cares? Because no one actually cares about the plight of other people. They just want to be upset about things that don't actually matter, so they can sell products to you and say, hey, donate to this charity that you don't actually give a shit about. Feel good about yourself. Well, the CEO of that charity just pockets the money and writes it as a tax write-off. I need to be careful when I'm animating, man, because apparently, what is happening right now? All I'm doing is animating a walk cycle. What are we doing? Good golly, Miss Molly, we're hopped up on the frames. But I mean, hopefully, if my theory is correct, it'll look cool. Don't mind the hands. Don't look at the hands. It was probably steal private documents and pictures to sell. Oh, brother, they're already doing that. If you have Adobe, everything you create with Adobe, they own. And they feed it to AI bots. That's all. If you have Adobe, literally anything you upload gets fed to their AI learning scalpers, whatever the fuck it is. I need a drink. What? Oh, my cat. Again. The cards will tell. Past, the present, and the future as well. Just take 3. Take a little look into your future with me. Now you, young man from across the sea, you come from 2 long lines of royalty. I'm a royal myself on my mother's side. Your lifestyle's high, but your funds are low. You need to marry a little honey whose daddy got dough. But, man, getting hitched, that's gonna tie you down. You wanna be free, hop around from place to place, but freedom takes green. It's the green, it's the green, it's the green you need. And when I look into your future, it's the green that I see. Oh, in some good news, let's talk about the good news that nobody cares about. Jack Doherty finally got arrested. And if he gets convicted of all charges of being a fucking public nuisance and endangerment to himself and others, he could get 7 years. But that is if he gets convicted of all charges. And that's the maximum sentence. 7 years of being a menace to society. Literally, when people heard that he got arrested, people were popping champagne bottles. Okay, I'm going to save. And wait, I could just to get it done, I'm going to save all these now. So I'm going to lock in for a second. My PNG tuber is going to change because I use a number-based system for my frames so that they're all in order. So we're going to see a lot of bouncing here for a sec. Uno momento. Finished frames. PNG. 4, 5. I'm going to say W1. Save transparent. Save as PNG. W, excuse you. W2. Save as transparent. Save as 3 PNG. Save transparent. Always save as transparent. If you have the means to save transparent, it will save your life when you're doing these kinds of animatics or want to be a PNG tuber. Always save as transparent. Even if I'm doing a full illustration, I always save as transparent. Mostly because, just in case. Alright, now we're gonna see some boopy doops. 5. Last one. Save as 6. Ew. PNG. Save. Yes. Transparent. There we go. Oh. God. I could, right now, switch over to Movavi edit this walking cycle just so the walking cycle is all in one stream. However, I don't know if my computer is able to handle both Streamlabs and Movavi at the same time. I don't think I've ever edited on stream while streaming before. I've definitely recorded the editing process, but I've never streamed it because it's mostly just a bunch of profanity from me. Not sure what to compare it with, but I think Bo Burnham said it well in his song How the World Works. I haven't heard Bo Burnham's. I keep dropping the N for some reason. I haven't heard his latest music. I've heard a bunch of his old songs. And by old, I mean, like, older. Okay. We are not quite done with it yet. Alright guys, should we risk it for the biscuit and boot up my editing software so I can show you guys what fresh hell I have to subject myself to? Or should we only do that for... Should I only show the editing process for verse 1? Because I know for a fact this is going to be verse 1 is going to be a lot simpler to actually edit together rather than this intro, because this intro I've had to render each different shot as it's export it as its own video and then add it to my animation to the original file and move it around, slow it down, speed it up, cut it, trim it, just so I don't have like a million layers to work with and overlapping and getting in the way with each other, because that was what the issue was last time. I think we can... I kinda don't want to risk... I don't want to risk it, because heaven forbid my computer crashes. Because I know it will. Because last night I was having trouble using Movavi, and all I was doing was listening to a YouTube video. Think you might leave. Have some things to do. Good luck with the amazing work. Thank you, Waffles. Thank you, man. Yeah, go ahead. Don't feel bad about leaving or leaving me on hold. Don't feel bad about that. I constantly dip on streams all the time if I've got other things to do. I understand that watching a stream is a lot of time dedication, and time is your most valuable asset. So I am asking, as a streamer, a lot more from viewers just to sit down and watch and engage. Then I'm asking more for just your watch time than I would be for like gifted subs. Because you can always make back that money. You can't make back that time. So I appreciate the send-off messages. Don't stop doing that. But don't apologize for missing a stream, or for like having to leave, or needing to like just dip every once in a while. Never apologize for that. I understand that as a streamer, I am giving a lot of time, but this is time I'd be using to do this project anyway. I'm just monetizing the time spent. All you guys are getting is like some interactions and watching me crumble under the weight of my own ambition live, instead of just only imagining the headache that it would be prior. So I think since it's saved but not edited yet. Okay, for first two, these are saved, as in they're rendered as separate files, but they're not edited yet, so they're gonna only get a blue check mark. I could change the stream title now and say we're moving on to rendering these pages, because they need to get done. I think for the intro, since that's going to be a lot of work, I'm just going to edit the intro off stream and then just have an entire stream that's just editing for verse 1. I think that's what I'll do. But for now, we shall continue. That's down there. Okay. So, real quick, I'm going to change the title of the strum. What should I call it? What should I call this? Motorcycle, God help me. I'll just say the easy part. There we go. I can smell the muffins from the kitchen. Alright, the reason why I'm calling this the easy part is because all we're doing is this. I don't know what the background would be for these frames, because there are certain frames where it's just like close-ups on faces. I think I just might have these as gradients. Just so there's no, like, just so it's not too distracting. And I say that also this is the easy part, because this is basically just illustration with extra layers. Illustration with extra steps. I don't know where the light is coming from here. I think it's coming from... future that I see. It's exactly the man you've always wanted to be. Should I add one pop of color in her eye? So I don't think that'll be too, jarring. Yes. Yes. Hello. Hey, kitty. Oh, is your food bowl? Is your food bowl empty? Is your food bowl empty? Oh. I should probably do that before she tears my office apart, so... You know what, well, let's take a mini break. Everyone take a mini stretch break. Where's my... I'm gonna say... Stretch break. Whoops. Well, I do that. Alright, Kitty, come here. Come on. Out of the way. Alright, I'm technically back, but I'm gonna get some, What time is it? Oh, jeez, yeah, I should get some food. While I'm stretching. Especially your wrists. Always stretch your wrists. Ooh. Y'all didn't hear that, but my knuckles cracked. We just hit the 2-hour mark! Yay! I did that walk cycle in less than 3 hours. That's an Academy record. Okay, I'm going to eat some food. Did I spell stretch wrong? I think I did. I spelled stretch wrong. Damn it. reach. Now I'm out of water. Now I gotta use the bathroom. This is just turned into a big old break. And then we'll come back and finish those PNGs. Here's a random tidbit of information that'll save your life. And if you're in the middle of the Indian jungle and you suddenly smell burnt popcorn, be warned, there's a tiger nearby. Because he apparently smells like burnt popcorn. It's an odd bit of information. Same with the like a moose marking its territory smells a lot like marijuana. So there are a bunch of like drug busts that have been total busts because they were accidentally tracking a moose instead of, you know, marijuana farmers. It's really funny. The question is, should I? See how these look. What's the background? We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and save these. Just so, just so I can definitively say that they're done. And because I hate putting things off. Even though that's half of the process when I'm streaming. It's just putting shit off. Okay, now. These are saved. What else? Oh, I can do these 3. Since they're pretty blank. This should have the darker one. Depending on if I ever get an idea for it. Because this is trying to show, like, maybe the story progression into how this rune looks like me, like this version. Because in the last chorus, and like during verse 3, Rune gets a haircut, basically, and it's my current haircut. So I'm wondering if maybe later I'll come up with an idea for another one. Or, like I said, that this rune is technically separate from similar but separate from me. Based on where she is, the backlighting. Funny, because the only other Lord Huron song that I like is Love Like Ghosts. But it's basically just a mash. It's just a weird fusion of Meet Me in the Woods Tonight and The Night We Met. So I'm not sure how that would be done. It would be funny if all of my air quote, as I call them, rune script animatics are just this is from the same artist. That would be really funny. But we'll just see. I didn't even plan on doing this one. I just came up with the idea for it after like listening to the song. Like the whole idea just came to me. So I was like, you know what? I should do that just to get back into it. Just to, you know, get back on the horse. Say goodbye to who I was. I ain't never been away so long. Don't look back, them days are gone. Follow me into the endless night. I can bring your fears to mine. Show me yours and I'll show you mine. Meet me in the woods tonight. little bit darker under the bangs. Because one thing that most of my modern PNG my modern personas have always had is a darker shadow around the eyes and under the bangs. Whether it just be more red or just slightly darker. It's just kind of been a persisting thing. Okay, yep, that one works. Save as. Finished frames. Oi! Saved. And, okay, 2 more. I'm gonna save that one. Okay, I kinda already got started on this one. I'm gonna make it a little darker. This one is just going to be again another just flat illustration that gets moved around. So I also need to do the background. So whatever background that I'm figuring, I need to do probably render it down. One thing that I like about animating, in air quotes, with PNGs instead of frames is I can go crazy on the detail. Not entirely crazy on the details, but I can have details and have things move because it's not going to boil that much at all. Because I'm faking or mimicking movement with like frames by just utilizing the pan and zoom option in Movavi. Which I know isn't technically animating per se, but it's close enough to where, whoops, to, you know, get the job done. Especially since I'm just one person who doesn't have an actual animation program, because it's expensive. You know what? I'm gonna make this darker. Because it is supposed to be a shocking realization. Like, oh god, oh no, she's having the Vietnam flashbacks. So we can excuse a little bit more dramatic lighting. You know, we could probably even go darker. Like, how far am I willing to push this? Since this is one illustration. Ooh! Oh, balls! I just had the idea. Maybe I could make the... Oh, even though it's just gonna be flashing images and, like, the camera just going... Wee. If I have the line art boil slightly, and by boil meaning it jiggles a little bit, oh, that would look so good. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Especially if the background is also dark. In order to make the line art boil, alright. I know I said this was gonna be real quick, but I'm just gonna see if I could make this look cool. Oh, jeez. Because if you make the line art boil in some places, like, strategically, you can make it look like the character is shaking. Like, unsteadily. That'd be more animate. Oh, but it would look cool, though. It's more work, but it'll look cool. As long as I don't go too under or over with the liner, I don't have to fix anything about the coloring. Like, if I... Yeah, that's still within. Ooh, that's too small. See, the point of boiling is where you draw over it, but you try to match it as close as possible. Unless you're going for, like, the Ed, and Eddie style of boiling, where the, like, this line, and then this line, and then that, it would be this line, and it'd be, like, 3 levels of line art that are literally doing this number. I mean, it kind of makes things look like they're moving, even though you just redrew the same frame, like 2 to 3 times. That's too much. It's technically the same amount of work, but it's easier, you know? It's one of those, I mean, technically, but actually... Sounds like more work than it actually is. Shucks. Oh, that actually wouldn't change much. And we gotta go back and oops, see what the issue. Yeah, okay, not much, not much. That is one issue with having the line art boil. Sometimes you have to also do the coloring separately or very strategically. How am I gonna edit that? Probably separately, but that wouldn't be necessary because I'm prepared to have different layers, or multiple layers for this kind of thing. Okay, we're going to save and then save because we didn't do that the last time. One PNG. And then 2. 2 PNG. And then, okay. Uno. De más. No boiling needed for this one. Because it's gonna be Rune just gasping for breath. After getting hit by the Metro truck, that was her memories. Hmm. This still somehow looks like the tangent from like back here. Or like from my little window here. But I know it's not. So I'm just staring at it. It's like, what? What am I doing wrong? Save as. I keep forgetting every time I click with the pen, the secondary keyboard pops up and it annoys the hell out of me. Okay. And now that is saved and saved. All I need to do now is finish the rendering for these ones and save them, which we will do next stream. As soon as we end stream here, I'm gonna try and maybe edit that walk cycle, because I know I'm going to if I animate the walk cycle on stream, not only would my computer crash because it couldn't handle the two programs at once, I would crash and the stream would get immediately demonetized with all the screaming and yelling and perhaps even breaking shit that would happen. So, we are going to end it here for now. Next stream may or may not be nonverbal depending on how much sleep I get. Like, today was going to be a nonverbal stream, but then I was like, you know what? I'm okay. I think I got this. Anyway, thank you all so much for your time, either on Twitch or YouTube. Doesn't matter. The fact that you watched it to the watched it this far is awesome to me. Slowly but surely, there is no way I'm getting this video done before Thanksgiving and streaming it. Because that's the thing. Because I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more bits to do. And they are going to be abysmally hard, especially since some of it's gonna be actually frame by frame animated. Oh god. Anyway, I'm just rip my sanity. Rest in peace. I'm gonna watch a YouTube video and then get in with the editing, because because last Friday after stream I tried to do editing and it basically ruined my whole evening and damn near my whole weekend. So we will not be doing any editing on a Friday. That's for darn sure. Anyway. Yeah. We'll be finishing first one possibly next stream. Hey, if I finish verse 1 like tonight or Thursday, I should just get started on verse 2, I suppose, because it'll just be line art. Like, verse 3 is where it's actually gonna pick up. So yeah, maybe I'll do verse 2 off stream just because it'll be really fast. And then verse 3 and chorus are definitely going to be on stream. I've decided. So, look forward to that. There's no way I'm finishing this before Thanksgiving. Now, if I do finish this before Thanksgiving, I will hoot and holler hallelujah, because I don't see it happening any other way. I just don't see it happening. Anyway, tune in next stream for more insanity.